Putin is a white nationalist like Hitler was, okay? He was at a point in time when I came on to the internet an extreme threat. He's not an extreme threat anymore. There are other military members with him who have taken up his role, okay? When I was in the UK, to my best knowledge, okay, it was clear the civil war had started in Russia. The military there had taken control over their military and the Kremlin. But since Putin was placed there to overthrow the country, he kept control over some of the Kremlin, not very much. He has full control over the press and media, not as much as here, but full. He completely controls it here. And he has control over his fraction of the military that was in the civil war you started seeing happening in Russia when I was in the UK. Okay. I'm still in the terrorist cell. I'm still in the domestic, terrorist city with the cops that think they're taking over the world. That's what they think here. These cops think they're taking over the world. Oh my God. Like the crazy ones here. This is their police, ISIS terrorist militia, terrorist cell. All right. As far as this terrorist cell goes, I can't talk about it. Okay. To be clear, my writing, you can see why I'm plugging in. It's just fucking hell, and I have my phone, and I'm in a terrorist cell. My writing isn't always very clear. I don't edit it. I just throw it out. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to give you an idea of what's going on. Putin goes back to his tactics of Stasi, white nationalism, Germany, Hitler, Nazi. That's all he is and is about. And he uses those same tactics, so it got big. Those tactics became big, like a big movie, big, not little movie. And you see those tactics in big ways with the US media is completely finished. There is not one that isn't controlled by Stasi and Stasi tactics. You see it with the police. They shoot everybody to death and shoot them to death on a mental health check. Everybody's getting rounded up for mental health. Just look it up, because I tried before, but I just can't. I can't do that and then survive a terror cell at the same time. So what we're experiencing in the West is Stasi, German, Nazi tactics. And the police, brown shirts, everything is copycat, okay? He attacked his military the same way, and at the same time, of course, as here. So the CIA and GRU, the good guys and gals, were 7 years ago being persecuted before I was, when I started helping them. The minute I started helping them, I was persecuted just like they were, but they used Stasi tactics on me. They isolated me. They used my family against me. I had mental health issues. I was homeless. These are all in quotes. Homeless. I had never been homeless. But right, that's all that I was going to be labeled until I disappeared. Okay, they were going to kill me, and I was never going to have ever existed. That's Germany, Nazi, Stasi tactics. That's what Putin's all about. He's a big movie now. It took over in a big way, not little movie, okay? He is defeated. So let me finish my point. I kind of want to do bulletin summary here, which is what I'm doing, okay? So I'm an example, is what I'm saying, of what they do. I was always poor, and I never used to be this poor, dude. But now I'm poor, really poor. Poverty never can get out of poverty. Homeless, on and on until I'm dead. All my Google photos of my entire life, going back to in my 30s, the last 20 years. And my iCloud photos, gone. The only ones I have, I already typed and said I'm going to bypass. It was horrifying. Who got onto my Google? Who got onto my iCloud? How did they do that? Every fucking picture of my life was gone because I was supposed to not existed. Okay? Everything. It still upsets me, but I count on Mossad to have some of these. I just hope, yeah, they probably do. I don't know, maybe. Anyways, let's not get stuck in the atrocities of war. Okay, I can't right now. I'm trying to finish the point here. It's not that I'm saying you can't get stuck in your emotions. It's just I'm on film trying to do something else. Okay, so he's Stasi tactics. He's a dirty cop. He was a cop through the Stasi network, Germany, all that. He rose to power. He's a dirty cop. So he takes his dirty cop tactics and his Stasi tactics and makes them into a big movie on a big scale. And now it's all over the West. That's how he was planning to take over the West. Right, okay, for white power. And of course, who loves him? Donald Trump, who I'm not allowed to talk about right now. I can't talk about certain presidents. All right, so I just want to get that clear. And this morning it was really dangerous because once again he's pulling the Stasi. He was pulling the Stasi tactics of bringing the Chechen in, and they're gonna fight Wagner. Look, they're with Putin. That Wagner that was moving to Moscow was fighting for Putin. Okay, the good guys are on top right now. So they're trying to fight the good guys. Right. The good guys you don't hear about. All you hear about when you hear about the good guys is that they're the evil Russian military. Right. Or that they're the evil Wagner. Wagner is the GRU. You can be Wagner, you can be GRU. Some of Wagner are not officially military. I can't explain all this. I'm doing summary. But they're not evil, committing atrocities all over the world. That's Putin's Wagner. The Wagner mercenaries that came here and who are here, some are not. I don't know if the South Africans are Wagner or how they're doing this. But there's other countries that are allied forces. Mossad is here. They saved my life in this house. The Russian military I owe my life to. But not just the Russian military. I owe my life to Mossad, the Israeli military too. These two militaries saved my life in 1509 S Street Northwest, Washington, D.C. They absolutely saved my life. So they're trying to vilify them. They do the same thing to the Israeli military. All you read about now is how they're so evil, killing everybody, okay? You do, and you know what I'm saying, okay? Right, and they do that because of the Stasi tactics of control that the white nationalists have through Vladimir Putin and Trump on the media in the West, okay? It's all over the West. It's finished. Remember the terrorist that just got killed here was all with UK Sky News. All right, remember that one of the Fox News guys died in here. I heard one of his Mexicans get killed in the kitchen. He came in here with a Mexican. Or maybe not Mexican. I don't want to sound like I'm picking on Latinos. I have to be careful because I'm afraid people think that about me because I'm doing video. But then I remember, no, people don't think you're racist, Heidi, but do be careful when you're talking about certain Latins, because Latins don't want to be associated with the ISIS terrorist cell. It takes the lowest fucking person to be associated with this kind of shit. And I really love my Latin people. But I think I made this clear. So this morning, they were moving in on the good guys in Russia, okay? And the reason why it was really dangerous was Putin was using his media control on Stasi tactics to use the Western weapons of mass destruction out of Hawaii, our weapons in the U.S., to start attacking, okay? And he was going to try to bring Wagner up there and have Wagner use weapons, somehow weapons, really heavy artillery was going to be involved. And then the U.S. the ones that are protecting this, no one's wondering what's going on in the United States. The same evil Russian military that's been coming in this house was going to attack the good guys in Russia. Okay, now that's the best I can do for summary. It didn't work. It failed. Then they called it off. And I already, in my words, messed it up because I really can't do a summary on it that well on a video when I spent all of 2 minutes discussing it. I have a fair amount of knowledge of what is exactly, not to the exact, but what exactly Putin was doing with Wagner coming up, charging towards Moscow. But to say it in 2 minutes is not possible. So I hope I give you enough idea, because I read what I wrote while I'm plugging my ears. I'm reading what I wrote and I'm like, this really didn't make sense. I'm sorry, but I try. Putin was setting up the good military in Russia through his military Wagner. Okay, it didn't work out. Now he's trying to bring Chetny and everybody to fight the good guys in Russia. Don't worry about it. It's not going to work out. What you need to worry about are the consequences of the U.S. couping military being behind all of that. Okay, and being behind the corruption of North Korea, Kim Jong, and being behind just outright capital charge, like I can't get the highest punishment, okay? Highest guilt. Outright being behind the corruption of the President Xi in China. And they utilize these presidents that are with Russia, the military. They utilize those presidents to fall in line with white power Putin. Okay, that's why you see all those pictures. Everybody's got a really sinister smile. Yeah, because they're out to do it. What they do here with the baby buggies and the eating the human tissues and organs, and it smells so bad. I don't want to go out there. I'm horrified in here. And chopping up people's heads, chopping them up. They have no problem doing, okay? They're neo-Nazis and they're Islamist terrorists. They have no fucking problem doing that. So the consequences of the United States, what we're going to have come in, like, now, and for these leaders that signed up for that, is you got to be completely brain dead not to see what's going to happen, okay? So that's what I really want to say, okay? And I'm doing this all in under 14 minutes. Someday I won't do short 14 minutes, but here we're in armed conflict in this fucking terrorist cell, and it's smart that I did that. Okay, goodbye.